let's talk about what we've done since last week's stream of the week. So, this week, I only had time for one, like, thing next week for stream, and we might have a special stream of the week next week. So, look at the poster that I'm gonna post on my socials for that. If it's just this series, it means that it's gonna be the week after that, and that it's gonna be a special stream. But soon enough, I'll be doing a special stream about a special subject. So you'll see, it's not even gonna be coding related. It's actually gonna be just, you know, a stream, a little twist. You'll see. But for now, I'm just gonna say what we did yesterday. If I show you what it looked like, you're not gonna be very impressed. I don't think so. Because it's actually very similar to what we had previously in terms of visuals. And I say pretty similar because I do realize right now that I forgot to change the player speed back to what it should be, which is not 30.5, it's much too fast. It's 3. Here you go, blah blah blah, just like this. Okay, so now you go fast. Quick, 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 quick. So I still have the, you know, like the error for the thingamadoobub here. The cloud project ID. Like, I have no idea where it's supposed to be, so I don't know. I'll fix that eventually. For the next stream, probably. I wanted to do it for this stream, but I forgot about it until yesterday's stream. I didn't have time, so, you know. It doesn't change anything to the behavior of the project, though, so yeah, it's fine. I don't care. It is a little bit annoying, so I would like to fix it eventually, but, you know, for now it's fine. So you can see me reloading the project a couple times. So visually it's the same thing as it used to be now. But what changed a lot is if I go in Assets and open the C# project, you'll see that the code is a little different than it used to be. In fact, if you looked at the editor, you may have noticed something new on the player instance, which is, or player game object I should say, which is a player script. So yeah, about 60 lines of code, well, not exactly 60 lines of effective code, but around 60 lines. Actually, this code, if you take some time to look, you can see, well, a couple attributes here, which is a position, a Z order, which is a new thing. You have some speed, which is what we set in the editor, and an I enumerator, which is the current move. Hey, we used an I enumerator last time. What was it already? Oh yeah, true. It was the, you know, move player enumerator, which is, yeah, it should be just move enumerator. Like this. Maybe like just move over time. I think I'm gonna call it move over time. It's just no. I don't want the link to the live stream. Here, like this. So this should be fine. Yeah. So. I'm just gonna. Okay. Yeah. So I just checked something real quick. Okay. So now, you can see that the logic for moving the player, so you have a move function, which was like check move, or, oh no, it's not true. Check move is still in the map, okay? So I refactored the code, is basically what I did. So I think the node is pretty much untouched. The player is a new thing. And also in the map, I'll make you notice real quick that here, instead of having a list, well, a 2D list basically, of game objects, which are the game objects containing the node scripts, right? That each of them, you know, contains one instance of this node script. Instead of doing that, I'm just, you know, using nodes directly. Why? Because it's actually much faster like this, right? So here, you can just access directly, you know, the thing, and get the valid path. You know, you can just directly access whatever methods you want in the node script, right? While before, I really had to go through a lot. So nodes, So you can see how much simpler it is. Like, I can just get the component when I create the node, and then from here on out I can just call methods on them. Oh, I did forget to do that though. Oh, I wanted to do that last stream. Yeah. I wanted to use that. Times 5. How about times like 2 or something? Just smaller. In here I can just do plus v2.x or something. And here it would be plus v2.y, I think. Like this. What if I tried this? Okay. So yeah, and I did the same for the player, by the way. I'm really having a reference to the script player, and then I can just go, you know, that script dot transform dot position, you know, in the same way that I would for a game object, but I don't have to go through get component like I do here, right? Get component line renderer or get component like script name, right? I don't have to do this every time, which is much better. And here, get component node, I don't need to do that. Seems like I haven't fixed it all. Okay, I really did not fix it all that much, right? Yeah, the whole like get component node. Yeah, I'm gonna check if there's more instances of that here. So there's one. There's only one now. Okay, I only forgot to fix that method. Okay, so the rest of the thing didn't really change. I just refactored a little bit of it. You know, made the player class, made everything work together. Had to correctly make the interface for this. And yeah, so now it works the way, well, that it should, you know, that it used to. And the separation of concerns is much better, right? That's object programming for you right there. Separation of concerns is very important. Okay, I will lower a little bit the volume in my ears, just a little bit, like 5 should be fine. Yeah, okay, it's good. Okay, now I did just add a line of code casually, like no problem. You know, the one that was commented right here. And I should very much try to see if it's correct. Are you okay? Right. What the? Yo, this is crazy. Where can I go? What the? Okay, I think that I made the thing much too... Oh my gosh. This is crazy. But I thought this was like... Yeah, I don't know, inside circle, like divided by 2 or something. I just want the variation to be much lesser. Oh yeah, see, that's better. It's just a little crooked, right? It might still be a little bit too much. You know, what if I did plus this? And on the x-axis, I feel like I can change more, right? So I can just do v2.x times like, yeah, just v2.x. But here, I can go v2.y. But this one I would divide by maybe 4. And I really don't want too much variance on the y-axis. But on the x-axis, now you're talking. I want more variance here. So what if I do it like this? What does it look like? Okay, that's interesting. I kind of like it. What do you look like? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, I think it's fun. They look a little more organic, that's for sure. Look at these maps. Yo, that's so cool. I mean, they're a little weird. Maybe they vary a little too much. Yeah, maybe a little too much on the x-axis. Maybe x I divide by 2, but 4 I divide by 4. Sorry, y I divide by 4. And x I divide by 2 only. I think I do this, yeah. Because it was, yeah, a little too much variance. It looked funny, but yeah, see, that's already better, I think. But yeah, when you've got two nodes getting closer to each other, that makes for a weird effect. But I don't know, I think I like this. Okay, that's fair enough. So, now. What will I do? I will... Oh, true, yeah. So, today, for this live stream, we're actually going to be working on something new and interesting. This is why I didn't... well, this is why I stopped where I stopped on yesterday's stream. It was a pretty short stream, but I didn't want to start anything new if it's not a stream of the week. So again, if you guys want to see everything that's happening but you don't have time to watch all of the streams, try to watch the streams of the week as a priority. Because this is where I'm starting new stuff, and this is where I'm showing what I've done on the previous streams. Or at least the ones since the previous week, right? Since the previous stream of the week. So, okay, let's go. Let's do the deal. Let's do the thing that I want to do, which is, you'll notice that this is, oh yeah, I renamed the scene as mission map. So this is a top-down view of the map that you would have when you're doing a mission. For example, I mean, I think it's going to be you know, bigger than that, and you might have to scroll to see the whole map. But for now, this is what the map is. Okay? You go from node to node. But the thing is, okay, you go from node to node. Wow, crazy gameplay, am I right? So what's going to happen is when you go to a certain node, you're actually going to enter the node, which is going to be a different scene in Unity. And you know, there's going to be a whole gameplay loop at every one of those nodes. Because the whole point is like you're doing an expedition in forest, well, or in any wildlife environment, and you're going to be trying to survive. Eating fruits, which is, you know, why the game is called Fruit Survival, or, you know, it's it's not the real title of the game, but, you know, I guess it's the title of the prototype, right? So the whole point of the Fruit Survival is you're gonna be gathering fruits. I think maybe like every single time you get to, you know, well, those are campfires basically, so they're like pit stops on your way to the objective, which is right here at the other side of the, you know, forest, desert, tundra, or whatever, right? But when you get to a node, you're gonna do like woo 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 woo, and you're gonna enter like the scene, right? So instead of viewing from a bird's eye view, everything, you're actually gonna enter a scene, maybe in first person or possibly third person, I don't know. It might even be a 3D environment for all I care. And there you're gonna have your main gameplay loop, which is gonna be all about, like, maybe you're gonna start with, oh, while walking, I gathered these fruits today. And then you're gonna have to manage your resources to make sure that you eat enough and that you stay healthy. But the thing is, the fruits, you don't know what they do until you discover it for yourself. So, and the interesting thing is between missions, because the game is going to be separated in different missions, which, you know, I guess it's a roguelike kind of gameplay, because in a roguelike you would have multiple runs, right? So every time you start a new run, there are some elements that are randomized. Okay, I guess a good comparison to the gameplay that I'm talking about is if you know the game The Binding of Isaac. In The Binding of Isaac, you can have pills during a run, right? So they're pills that give effects. Some of them give bad effects, some of them give positive effects. The thing is, the pills can be a bunch of, you know, different color combinations. So I don't know if I can show this. If I go here and I go Binding of Isaac pills or something like that. So if you look at the pills from the Binding of Isaac, wiki, Binding of Isaac Rebirth wiki, very good source of information for the pills. Do you have visuals for the pills? Do you not have visuals for the pills? Oh, they don't show the visuals. That's kind of annoying. Because the thing is, here you have a list of different effects, right? So like bad gas, bad trip, balls of steel, bombs are keys, explosive diarrhea, full health, health down, health up, I found pills, puberty, pretty fly, a bunch of different effects, okay? And some of these effects are positive, some others are negative. And I think there are some effects that could be negative depending on your run, positive depending on your run. So there's a lot of variance in how good they are. And the thing is, those pills have a color. So if I just give a quick visual example of what a pill looks like in the game, because it wasn't on the wiki, I'm just gonna change real quick. I'm gonna resize the image. I'm just gonna go like, I don't know, 20 by 20. I just need a really small thing. Here, if I were to draw like a... Nope. I thought I said this and... Oh yeah, I need to say this too. Okay, so here, this is a pill, okay? And the pill is separated like this, okay, in two colors. So you would have color A, and you would have a, whoops, yeah, okay, so that's cool. Here, you can have a different color, and color B. Okay, so you would have a pill here that's two colored. These are not real colors that could be used for the pill, but the basic concept is, here you have color, oh well, yeah, because I can't do that. But here, yeah, I'm just gonna select it. Here you have color 1, and here you have color 2. And the appearance for the pill is generated every single run. That is to say, if you have a pill that's exactly like this, assuming that that it's a real like color that exists in the game. Yeah, well, okay, I'm just gonna remove this. Thank you so much. So if you have a pill that literally looks like this, then you could have a pill that is, for example, like this. It's like it's like 2 times the same color or anything like that. But the fact that the bottom half of these two pills are the same doesn't mean anything. It's really just, yeah, this pill is fully yellow, this one is like half yellow, half, pink or red or whatever color you're using, okay? And in the Binding of Isaac, the color of the pill doesn't mean anything. Like, the color is not truly associated with the effect. That is to say, in general, like when you start a run, you cannot just see a pill drop and know what it's gonna be before you try it. But once you've tried a pill, let's say I drop the 2-colored pill here, and I try it, and it turns out that it's Bad Trip. Bad Trip is actually a pill with a negative effect. So I'm not gonna want to use it again, right? But the thing is, the pill is not randomized every time you pick one up. It is randomized every run. Or in our case, is gonna be every mission, right? So, whenever you start a mission, you wouldn't know what a fruit is just by looking at it. Because it's the appearance, the visuals, are gonna be randomized every mission. But you will actually know what the effect of a fruit is once you're eating it, right? So once you've tried eating a fruit, you will know what the effect is. And from here on out, only for the rest of the mission though, but from here on out, every fruit that is gonna have the same appearance is gonna have the same effect. Okay? So basically the appearance isn't like inherently tied to the effect, but once you know what, this visually, the fruits that look like this, what they do, once you know, you're set for the rest of the mission. So every time you do a mission, you will have to gather information about what the fruit you're currently, the fruits, I guess, that are currently in the run, what they look like and what they do. But the effects, much like the bad trip effect in Binding of Isaac, are going to be predetermined effects. So you will probably have some kind of like fruit Pokédex or something along those lines in the game, and you're probably going to have access to it at any time in your run. You can just look it up, you can just look at your Pokédex and see like, oh, one fruit does this, one fruit does that. And maybe even you can update it as you go in a mission to just show, hey, I discovered during the mission, currently this, fruit has this appearance, for example. So you're going to be gathering information about what fruits do and which ones you should be using to survive as you go. That's the first part of the mission. The second part is actually coming back alive and possibly bringing back what you had. So here, if I run the map, my map currently only expects you to be moving from one point to another, right? I cannot go back. It prevents me from going to nodes that are invalid, and the nodes that are in previous rows are considered invalid. But in reality, on this node, stuff would be happening, I would be finding whatever I was looking for, and then I would have to go back to the beginning. And if I have to do that, then I'm having a brain fart here. And if I have to do that, so I just, maybe you're gonna have an escort mission, right? Maybe you're gonna find someone, and bringing them back means that, yeah, okay, now you've got a bunch of information about the food, now that you've, done the path one way. But when you come back, you're gonna be needing like twice the food, or maybe 1.5 times because it's a child you're helping, or something like that. So that you're gonna have challenges like that, right? So there's gonna be asymmetrical gameplay a little bit from when you get to the mission point and then coming back to your main camp. So yeah. Also, maybe you're gonna be allowed to come back from the same path or from a different path, and gameplay is going to be a little different depending on what you choose, and maybe you will try to come back but you can't because, I don't know, there was a rock fall blocking your way or something like that, and there's going to be a bunch of stuff that is going to make you reconsider which path you're taking, so that it's not too easy and that you cannot plan everything in advance just because you know what fruits are, So there's going to be a bunch of decision making and choosing what to do with your resources, being smart about it, and finding the right way to go back home. So that's pretty much what the game is going to be about. So it's more of a survival management game with, information gathering and, almost puzzle-like thinking for how you handle your inventory and the fruits that you have and everything. And there's not really going to be any combat, it's not going to be an action game, it's really just like decision making and like good decisions. Ones that will be very brain intensive, right? You're going to be using your big brain. Okay, that being said, when you get to a node, I want to be able to enter a new scene. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. I am now going to create a new type of scene, and yeah, I'm gonna have to use the Unity systems for, I want to go in the Unity documentation for scene loading. So scene loading or something like that. Scene name, scene build index. Yeah, I don't want that. I want, yeah, just in scene. Obsolete? Why is it obsolete? Okay, just go Unity changing scenes code or something like in the code. Scene manager loads scene unity assets. Oh, if you like the music you're hearing in the background, in the description of the stream, I actually have the playlist linked. So you can check out any song. They're all free of use if you're not using them in a commercial capacity. And this stream is not commercialized yet. Like, there's no ads. I'm not making money off of it. So, you know. So you can have a scene manager.load scene. Okay, makes sense. Scene build index. Okay, sure. Scene management.load scene mode. Single. Yeah, I want to load only one scene. What are you talking about? Mode? Whether or not to load the scene additively. Oh. Wow, interesting. Name of path of scene to load. Yeah. And scene build index. Oh, I can use the name of the scene or the build index. This is probably faster because it probably has to go recursively through, well, not recursively, but like it probably has to loop through all of the scenes. While this, you know, probably much more efficient because it just loads that scene straight up. But I don't really care about it, so okay. Use loading scene. That's true. What are the different single and additive? Add the scene to the current loaded scenes. That's crazy. How does it work? Load the scene without unloading currently loaded scenes. The additively loaded scene appears in the hierarchy windows while another is active. Oh, okay, so basically here I have mission map and it would just generate another one. And mission map would still be loaded. But how does it work for visuals? Like, do I have to like deactivate my main camera to go to the next scene's camera or something? I mean, it might just be that, but that's kind of crazy. So in the scene manager, so I'm loading scenes here, but what about load scene as sync? Oh, that's crazy. Okay, there's a lot of code examples here. How about like save transfer? No, transfer data? I don't know. How do I save data from, you know, between scenes is basically what I'm asking. Oh, in the scene manager probably, right? So scene count, currently loaded, sure. And build settings, cool. Create scene. Oh, really? You can, oh wow, that's crazy. Get active scene, get scene add. Load scene, merge scenes. Okay. Move game object to scene. Oh. So maybe you can like load the new scene, push, you know, a game object that is some kind of game manager, or maybe even like game save data of some kind, and you can just push it to the new scene, as in like move game object to scene, and then you unload the current scene. Maybe you can do that. Because I don't know if it's a good idea to just load a bunch of scenes, you know, all together. But maybe if, I mean, it's not gonna be a very big game, so maybe having more than one scenes at a time is a good solution to handle my current scenario. If I say, I just check a quick forum, which is Unity transfer data between scenes, exactly. Data and references between scenes. Okay, so what do they say? There are many ways to do this, but the solution to this depends on the type of data you want to pass between scenes. Components or scripts and game objects are destroyed when new scenes is loaded, even when marked as static. Okay. Components or scripts. Right, and game objects. So basically, everything that's like mono behavior or literally part of the scene. And because mono behavior are on objects. So basically game objects and everything on them, components and scripts, are deleted. But when you say scripts, do you mean, no. If I just instantiate a, like kind of a script that is not a mono behavior, right? I just create the object in the program memory. I guess I can just pass it. And even when marked as static, in this answer you can find, use the static keyword, use don't destroy on load. Okay, so there's a real keyword for that. Store the data local, player prefs, 3B, serialize to XML JSON and use file IO. Okay, this is not sure about that one. Player pref seems okay. Like serializing, it's, if you don't have to, it's better to just keep loaded what you need to transfer, I guess. So basically what I kind of want to do is, you know, don't destroy on load. Like, I think it's a better answer in my personal case because I don't have a big game in terms of how much memory it's going to use. So I would rather have like more memory than the current scene allocated, but because, okay, basically file IO is very slow. So literally saving to a file the data that I want to keep from the previous, you know, from a scene, let's say the mission map, okay? So if I want to save some information from the mission map, if I actually output it to a file and then having to reload it every time I reopen the mission map is going to be very slow. If I just don't destroy the thing, so basically I do unload the whole scene, except a couple things that contain the data I want, right? Then that's better, I feel. But now that I think about it, what do I want to save? Like the player position, basically? Yeah, the player position. Is this the only thing I want? The player position? Really? No, that's not true. Not at all. In fact, the whole map I want. Because I want to have the nodes where they are. So basically I just want the whole scene. So at that point I'm just not going to unload the scene, I think. Right, so scripts that don't have mono behavior can be static. So anything can be static if it's not a mono behavior. So if I have scripts or, you know, just C# classes that are not mono behavior, they are necessarily not attached to objects, right? Game objects, that is. So I can just save them in a static variable. This way it doesn't have to be reloaded as a new one every time. So yeah, you just do new. Or you can just keep that as a, how do you call it? As a singleton in the test script no mono behavior class, probably. But yeah, okay, so that makes sense to me because it's literally just in the program memory and not associated to the scene. So I like that. Now, what cannot be static? Anything mono behavior, I get that, that's great. Awesome. Game objects, yeah, even if it's static it doesn't work. That's great, that's cool, I like this. Well, I understand it, right? So don't destroy, unload, transform.gameObject. Okay. So you make the game object not destroy, unload. But yeah, right now what I'm gonna want to save from the map is literally everything. So either I could make a, so yeah, if I go to the first solution, the static thing, either I make a script here that is no mono behavior, and what it contains is the data for positions of everything. Basically how many nodes in every row, where they are, like their real position, and just the whole list. And then the player position, and just a bunch of stuff like that. I just save everything that I want in a class, just a straight up class, not a mono behavior script. and then I make, like, maybe it's a singleton, which is like save data or something like that. And this one I instantiate, right? I instantiate whenever I use it. And the default values of this are basically the default values of the map, right? Or the starting position of the player and everything like that. So that could be the case. And whenever I open the map, my map class, what it would do is go fetch information from my static class, right? Well, I mean, it would probably be a singleton, so yeah, I guess it would kind of be static. And it just fetches information from there. And it reloads itself correctly. I think that's a good thing to try. Not because it's necessary in my current case, because I want to save a lot of data. So, and there's not that much information saved in my mission map scene. So I could just not unload it, right? Well, at least until the mission is finished. I could just keep it loaded. It would be faster, certainly. But I could do this here, and having a way to load it that is more interesting, right? But it is true that I could just not unload it. I think I'm going to do this actually. So yeah, I'm probably going to do that. So I'm going to want to create a new scene. Okay. Oh, but when I create a scene template? Ooh, what's a scene template? What's a scene template? Okay, if I go here and I go scene template. Oh, and here instead of just load, yeah, load scene mode. No, it's fine. Okay. Scene template. What's a scene template? Well, Google is gonna help me, and by Google I mean no, I'm literally using Google, not DuckDuckGo in this computer. So Unity. What did I want? I wanted to see what a scene template is to see if it's what I need. Because what I want to do is I want to open a scene, but ideally I would actually be using, how do you call it? Like arguments for the scene, kind of as if I would just do, so it's after I'm done moving maybe, so here move over time, and when I'm done with this, maybe like here I'm done moving, and maybe I just go like, you know, scene loader dot, you know, dot load scene, and then I would just do like load. That would load the scene, and what I would add to it is like arguments, right? So maybe I just say, you know, the number of the event, so it would be like, well, it's probably going to be constant, so maybe it's like a wolf attack or something like that, and like, I don't know, or like, yeah, like wolf attack, you know. I wanted to load this scene for wolf attack, for example. Okay, so yeah, something like that, right? So, oh, load the scene, but there's an event happening, you know. So here you have like, you know, event name basically, right? So it would be nice if I could load this scene while telling it what to do. Or there's always the possibility of just telling the scene what to do. Or the scene itself would probably do like random dot, you know, dot blah blah blah. And then you use that to be the event, right? So you just go, you know, from 0 to like, you know, and from 0 I just say from a, let's say like default scene or default genre, or just come, or just, yeah, that was French for real quick like there, or just like no event, and maybe the last event, which is like, I don't know, like n events, you know, and all of these would be contained in like an enum or something like that. So I random from these to these, and I would just go like event equals this, you know, something like that. Might make a lot of sense or not. Okay, why is the music stopped? Come on, come on. Yes, I hear it. Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you guys with a little bit of a... Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys the visuals. Oh no, actually, I do have a visual for that. What am I saying? So I'm just gonna take a quick pause to go to the bathroom. And when I come back, we're actually gonna be loading a empty scene, right? That's what we're gonna be doing. See ya, be right back. Hey, 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 I am back. So, transition back. Let's go, let's go. So, I'm done explaining stuff. Now we're gonna be doing stuff. So, Here, I'm just gonna create a new scene. Oh no, I did open the thing to see what it meant. Scene template. To create new scenes, Unity copies, scene templates. I think a scene template is a pre-configured scene that contains all of the content you want to start with. For example, the default basic template usually contains a camera and a light. You can create your own scene templates to customize the types of new scenes you can create in a project. For example, you might create templates for each level in a game, so that everyone working on the project can start their scenes with the correct assets and configuration. You can create a template from any Unity scene. Okay. After you create a template, you can create any number of new scenes from it. Like scenes, most scene templates are assets that are stored in the project. This page explains blah blah blah. So basically they're essentially scenes that you can use when you create a new scene. You can create it from the scene template. Sorry, you can create it from the scene template. But yeah, I don't think I want that. I think I just want to have a scene. I'm just gonna keep it simple. You know, the KISS principle, keep it simple, stupid. So yeah, don't make things too complicated for no reason. Scene, where is scene? Scene, right here, I was on it. And it's gonna be called let's just call it campfire. Or is it one word? A campfire? Yeah, I think so. Okay, that's cool. And if I open the campfire scene, it does contain, you know, the default stuff, which is great. Directional light, main camera. So here I'm just gonna go in mission map for now. And in the main camera, I'm just gonna copy. Can I just copy the whole main camera? Copy, and then go in campfire, like delete this one, and then add the new main camera, which is the same one that I used to have. And same for the directional light, you know, I'm just gonna go with the mission map. Yeah, save, sure. And take the directional light that's here, Control C, go in campfire, and then Control V. So I'm fine with this one. Man, I should have duplicated the other one. Okay, I'm just gonna create a quick is gonna be back button, and the back button is gonna unload the scene, right? Add component, UI. No, I want the UI. I want a button. Target graphic? Which graphic? What are we talking about? Let's have a graphic target and reduce color transition. What? Right. Color tint. Okay. What's a graphic? Oops. Unity graphic. Yeah, I'm not sure. You must have a graphic, okay. I don't get it. Graphic? No? UI? Image? Right? Something? I don't get it. If I start this scene, okay, it's just empty. I don't I don't get it. No, so how? Okay. Let's make it simple. Sure. Oh, okay, I just created from here and it's gonna create it correctly. Button text mesh pro. Oh, okay. And where's the normal button? It doesn't exist anymore? Okay. Okay, so never mind that back button, I guess. Oh, it's okay, I need a canvas. Yeah, right. Okay, that's what you created from here. It just creates everything you need and the event system and everything. Okay, that's good. Now you're way too big. What is this? Like what? Seriously, what? If I just start, what does it do? What's happening? Maybe I just put it in the center here. Or you know what I can do? I can just change the anchor for that. Pivot 0.5. Yeah, okay. Position 0, 0. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so it is smack in the middle. Good, that's what I want. Image, UI sprite, it's great. Material, none, nobody cares. Color, who cares? And do I add text to it? Can it have text? It does have text by default. Instead of button, I'm gonna say go back. So now if I start, it should be in the middle. Oh. Yeah, sure, import it. I'm fine with that. Okay, so now the text appears. So if I start now, I should be able to see the go back correctly. Yeah? Smack in the middle. And I can click it, that's great. I'm gonna add a quick script to that button. Which is gonna be, oh, or maybe not even. Maybe it just calls for a method, right? On click, that's great. Editor and runtime. No function. Right. Because you need a function on a script that you own, that you have yourself. I think. Yep. So I'm going to be creating a new script, which is going to be a button script. For now, it's not going to be a generalized button script or anything like that. It's just going to be like you know, a back button script. Okay, open this. I don't care about any of that. I just want to do on click, on button click. That's awesome. So void on button click. Yeah, good. What I'm gonna do is scene loader dot. So what if I just include this dot scene management? Thank you so much. And now we can do scene manager dot, okay, dot load scene. Okay, so it's, yeah, alright. It's not scene loader. Why did they call that? Oh, it's scene manager. No, yeah, dot load scene. Yeah, I'm just lost. Okay, so scene name, I'm gonna be using that, I think. So the scene name is gonna be mission map. Right. And then the load scene mode is gonna be single by default, I think. So here, that's good. And in here, in the player, when the player is done moving, here, you're done moving. Here it's going to be campfire. And instead of single here, it's going to be dot additive. Okay? I do think that I don't need to load the scene in the back button though. So it should be unload scene. And it should be like scene manager dot current or something like that. Dot current. Dot current? Dot current scene? No. No, the active scene. Yeah, get active scene. Yeah, like this. Oh yeah, you don't need the, yeah. You're just unloading. Unload scene. This is obsolete. Unload scene async is better, I guess. So I'm just gonna use the async version. Just like in the player, when I load the scene, I can load scene async, I guess. Okay, so here this is what's happening when I'm loading the scene, but here in the move, if it's instant, I'm gonna call it here. Okay, so when I'm done moving, I should be loading a scene. I'm not sure what happens when you load a scene. So we'll see about that. Here, scenes, I can go in mission map. And mission map, I can launch it and see what happens. Oh, the music has stopped. Okay. Why did it stop? Go next. Go next. Not that one. Come on, take this song. It's a good song. You're shuffling, which is great. It seems when it randomizes the last one, it just stops at the end of the song, which is very strange to me, but hey. Yeah! Scene campfire couldn't load. Wow, because it's not in the build settings. Great. Oops. Where are my build settings? Yeah, I'll just Google it much faster. Unity add scene to build settings. Editor features, yeah, sure. File build settings. Okay, that's here. So I can add scene. So add open scene. That's cool. And I guess I'm gonna have to load campfire here. Right. Add open scene. So I'm going back here. It's in the build settings. Now. So you should be able to run it. Oh. Oh, I'm right. That's not okay. And when multiple scenes are loaded, it does seem like the visuals are there at the same time. Okay, so that's weird. So when the scene here is done loading, it's kind of weird because the other one should stop, right? So instead of that, maybe I just add a quick Yeah, I just add a empty game object, which is going to be like scene manager or something. And I just gonna reset this position. Okay, and the scene manager, I can add a script to it, right? So this, no, I want it to be in scripts. I'm just gonna create a quick C# script, which is gonna be called scene manager. And the scene manager, you're gonna add this to you. Because why? Okay, just add this script, please. No, not new script, just scene manager. No? I think I want to do it on awake. So on awake, I want to set the camera to the current camera, right? How do I communicate with the second scene? That's a good question. Yo, what did I have to call it? Scene manager? So you're not scene manager. Yeah, I'm gonna rename you. You're gonna be scene. Because it's scene load handler. Scene load checker or something. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's not a real problem anymore. See, it's not a real problem anymore. Oh no, come on, just... Yes, so it's here, it's scene load checker. Thank you so much. Bye bye. So you do contain the thing. Come on. Okay. That's great. Why? Yes, so also in the player, oh, so when it's instant, I don't want to load the scene, right? So that's what's happening. Okay, so here, if I start, okay, I just go here, and I am just gonna load in the project. I said in the project, let me click the project. Scenes, mission map, and on the mission map, if I start it, I shouldn't have the big annoying button at first, and then I click, and then boom, I get there and it loads the scene, and bam. Now, when I have the go back thing and stuff, this camera, this main camera, should disable itself. Yeah, what if I try it, like manually, right? So if I go here, wow, I've loaded another scene. What if I go in the thing? Yeah, you're playing maximize the play focused, I guess. So there's a bunch of stuff. I'm going here. Wow, that's crazy. So now there's a new scene and stuff. And don't destroy unload, which doesn't contain much. So here, maybe I can just go here and deactivate this camera. Or not. Right, the camera itself? Nope, it doesn't work. How do I do this then? I think it's pretty practical that I can have scenes on top of another. because I could have a UI scene, which is nice, and you can unload it, reload it if it's for like a pause menu or something. But in this current case, it's kind of annoying. Okay. It is kind of annoying. And there is data that I will want to save between scenes and stuff. I think I'm gonna want to send, because eventually the nodes are gonna get destroyed. Well, the campfire scenes are gonna get destroyed, but because I can come back to them later, I'm gonna want to save their state. So I do need to have a system for saving and loading information from scenes. But it is kind of annoying. But scenes can stack on top of one another, so I can probably technically just like put a background that takes the whole camera space, camera view. So it would essentially be in front, visually in front of the mission map scene, I guess. So a good example of that is here the map is, you know, some size, right? What if I scale it to like twice this, right? Like this. Now when I start, it covers the whole camera, because it used to not do that, which was kind of annoying. Now if I go in the campfire scene, yes, I will save it. I'm also going to add just a random empty object, which I'm gonna call backdrop or something, and I'm gonna put it at 0, add a sprite renderer to it. Thank you so much. Take the like default thing I'm gonna do, the default one here, and I'm gonna say you're much bigger. You're like, I don't know, like 100 times bigger, or like 50 times. How big are you? You're pretty big. You can just be like 20 times. Sorry. Okay, so 25 times is fine. In the y-axis, you don't even need that. You need like 15 and you're fine, right? I mean, I think you are. Feels like it's a little precise. Maybe I go 20 and I'm okay. How big is it? Like, I think 10 might be okay. No. Yo, 15 is definitely okay. Okay, good. I'm gonna put a color. And it's gonna be a very different color, so I can very much know which scene I'm on. So something like this. Okay, so like a pale color, like really a backdrop color. So that it's pretty clear what's happening. Go back! We have to go back, Marty! We have to go back! Back to the mission. Okay, so if I do this, and that I go there, it loads the new scene. But it is in the background. So the thing with the new scene is that, and I can't just say the scene has a coordinate, right? Yep. So the thing with the new scene is, oh, I know what I could do. Yo, that's smart. I could just take the camera, because I'm using the same camera settings. I could just take this cam and this camera setting. Well, sorry, not the setting. Just take the camera and send it to the other scene. So this way, because I only have one camera, I can only render one scene at a time, and I just say which scene I want to, you know, use, basically. That could be a good idea. So how was that? It was scene dot name blah blah blah. I wanted to scene Scene manager. Let's just click this and go here. And then move game object to scene. Yeah, that's great. Then the game object, like a reference to it, it seems. And then scene management dot scene scene. So the real scene, right? Oh, I didn't. Okay, there's something I need to test before I do this. Because now I'm just doing like 5 things at a time. On this button, I need to add a script, which is going to be a button, a back button script. Okay, you have the back button script. Here's scene manager. No, you're not a scene manager. Okay, I'm just going to delete you for now. I don't need you. Okay, so now if I go in the mission map, does it work? Is this functional? So if I go here, this appears. If I do go back, it should technically unload the current scene. Right, but just go back. It doesn't work. Oh, there's 2 campfires now. Wow, great. Yeah, and the camera has the audio listener. Yeah, that's perfect. So this error is just going to be removed when I change the camera. But the thing is, so there seems to be a problem with the back button. Unload get active scene. What if I do something other? Can I just go with a scene name? Yes. Campfire. Okay, so just that. Now it should work, I think. I really hope. Okay. I don't get it. Back button, manual behavior, unbutton click. UI button. Okay, how do I use the UI button? No, not the scripting, just like in real life. You need to learn, yeah, sure. Create the button. Yeah, I adjusted the bounding box. Okay, is the bounding box fine? I guess I can just check that real quick in the campfire. So if I go with in the canvas, there's a button, and here, come on. Yeah, that's your bounding box, right? It's perfectly fine. In fact, it's a little too large. Oh, I guess, yeah, okay, yeah, here. What no function? Unclick, bro. Or just like public, void, or like clicked, which is probably not the name of one of their methods, but how no function? How do I add a function to this? How do I do it? Just tell me, bro. Just plus. No function. What no function? Where? What kind of function? drag and drop an object here, like such as yourself, right? I see. So clicked or something. And clicked, it does the thing. Okay. Well, it's not the right scene, so if I unload this scene and there's no scene, it's just gonna be like, nope. Save, for sure. Now I'm gonna start this. Now that I'm gonna have two scenes, I should be able to unload one of them. So here, I just open the scene, go back, unload it. Great. Now, new scene, unload it. New scene, unload it. New scene, unload it. That's great. Okay, that's what I wanted. Now, I just need to make sure that I only have one audio listener, that is to say there's one for each camera, so that is to say one camera only. So I'm just gonna remove the camera from the campfire scene, right? I'm gonna save it, but what I'm gonna do is when I open the thing, right, I'm just gonna send it to the other scene, right? So here I'm gonna move doodly dude to the doodly dude. Okay, so player, and here it should really be a different method. It should be like void and load new scene. Yeah, something like that. And what I'm gonna do is blah blah blah, like this, and here I'm just gonna call load new scene. Thank you so much. Which is gonna be the campfire scene. And what I'm gonna do is scene manager dot move object to scene. And all of that should probably just happen in a different thing, but move game object to scene, and it's gonna be camera dot main dot game object, right? There is no argument given that corresponds to the second. Yes, I need to say the scene, so it's gonna be campfire. Okay, load this. Does it give the scene? It's an async operation. So what if I go async operation AO, which is equal to this? And what if I say probably AO once it's done or something like that? So like AO dot dot completed. Just like var a equals this. Okay, I'm just gonna. What is completed? What, it's gonna be equal true or something? You just say, oh, it's completed. Okay, right. Plus equal 1 or something. Okay. Okay, I need to know what async operation does. I'm just trying to guess. Haha. Okay, I think it's gonna be simpler. It's just gonna be an I enumerator. Load new scene. Coroutine. So I'm gonna start load new scene or something. Sure. And I'm gonna yield return or something, and then this is not gonna be like this. Just have a while, which is AO dot is done. And I'm just gonna yield return null. And the async operation, I mean, does it like allow scene activation? You can use this with scene module load scene async to delay the actual activation of the scene and unloading of the previous scene. Okay. I guess here I just go in scene manager dot get active scene, probably using a name, which is gonna be campfire, right? Oh no, the active scene is the current, so get scene by name. Yeah, that's good. Okay, this is probably very unoptimized, but hey, again, it's just a prototype. We don't really care about that. We just want things to work. And anyways, even if it was the real game that was coding right now, generally speaking, coding stuff until it works and then incrementally optimizing it is the best way to do stuff, because it can be very complex to optimize and the code can be difficult to read and counterintuitive. Plus, you don't need to optimize everything. I mean, it's good to optimize like as much as you can, but there's something weird about moving this if it keeps like seeing everything, right? What if I don't move it? What if I just don't? I want to see something. Oh well, would you look at that? There's not even... Look, there's a scene here. The campfire scene. It has no camera. Do I not need the directional light? Well, would you look at that? Even the event system could be here, I guess. It probably could. That's crazy. That's just crazy to me. So if I go here, I don't need the directional light, you know? You don't even need the event system. I'm just gonna control exit. Or, well, control C, I guess, and then control S, and then like delete it or something. And then I'll just go to the mission map. Yeah, I'm gonna save the campfire. And I'm gonna, yeah, just paste the event system here. So if I just go like this, everything should still work. So I don't need to duplicate stuff when it just appears above the rest. So yeah, I guess if you don't want to see things, they really, like, they don't care. When you load a scene, it seems like it's basically if I just had an empty game object that I would call, like, I don't know, like scene container. And then I just take everything and I just put it under here. And I'm just opening this, right? I'm just instantiating this and it just creates everything, the whole rest. This is basically what it is. So the scene is essentially like an empty game object containing a bunch of, you know, a list of game objects. This is basically what it is. I thought this kind of, you know, functioning was only in the Godo game engine. The Godo, I should say, right? I'm Godo. The game engine is Godo. Okay, so, alright. So this is kind of embarrassing because now things are showing up even if I don't want them to. So I'm just gonna go into Campfire, and the backdrop here is gonna be at Z-4. So this should technically hide everything else. So I save, and I'll go in the in the mission map. So if I start it, oh, but it can still catch clicks probably. So if I'm here, I just know it's right here. Okay, click. If I go back, I have to go back twice because I did move my thing. So it's still interactive behind. I really think that it should be unloaded. I really don't think that the scene should be loaded. It just doesn't make any sense. So either that or I do, and I did that when I was working at some point. I had a job, and like the way we would handle scenes is basically we would have only one scene, but we would just lay out things, right? So you'd have like, I don't know, if I just go to the map, F, focus on it. So I have the map here and it's enough to cover the camera, but what if I were to put something above it and just straight up move the, like the Y coordinate of the camera? So it would just be higher. But if you do it instantly, it just looks like you're teleporting somewhere. And if you want a transition, you can just have this be a UI like screen thing while you're teleporting in the middle of the transition or something like that. So it's a very safe way to do things, like it really works, and everything is loaded at the same time. But the problem with that is as soon as you start getting a game that has a little too much to load, yeah, it's kind of annoying. I did that too in a game jam. Sorry. But yeah, the like teleporting camera, I did that too in a game jam. So it's just a very common approach that is quite simple, and in 2D games it's perfect because you just keep the camera from a correct distance, and if you really need, let's say, your player to be bigger or something, you can just like to look bigger in the camera, you can either just like use virtual cameras to like be more zoomed in, or something else, but you're probably better off with virtual cameras, which are part of the like camera like system in Unity, you know, the movie machine or something like that. So yeah, I don't know, doesn't matter, like you can have virtual cameras. So if I go in camera, can it be virtual camera? I'm not sure. I remember. Cine Machine is how they called it, or maybe it doesn't exist anymore. Maybe they just no, it should exist still. Where is Cine Machine? Cine Machine. What has become of it? Cool. Maybe it's optional now. Yeah, installing it. So maybe it's not by default. And it's because it's a little complex. And honestly, Cine Machine, the thing with it is that I think it's just kind of heavy. So you have to activate the package. Okay, well that's cool. Okay, so that being said, I can probably just have different cameras and activate the one I need whenever I need it, or just move the camera and, you know, change the properties and everything. Because basically Cine Machine, like, it has a lot of nice transitions and stuff like that, but if you just want to teleport your camera, maybe you can just have a script over your quote-unquote scene, right? Just the location. So it's just an empty game object with the script, and the script could just, you know, give the camera like the settings that it needs. So you just like change with script is calling the camera or something like that. It could be very simple. So what do I want to do? Do I want to do the camera moving? Do I want to really have different scenes that I'm loading and unloading? Do I want to... I don't know. I really thought... Oh, I'm yawning so much, I don't know why. I feel like sometimes when I speak a lot, when you have to open your mouth a lot, you're kind of like halfway through a yawn already because your mouth is open, so it just makes you yawn. I feel like it. Okay. How am I going to do this? Because I think it's more efficient in terms of memory, and it's more logical to just have different scenes being like, this is what's opened right now. And yeah, I could have a scene which is like the pause menu, which could be opened over the rest of the scenes, and this way I could have the same menu, like literally the same scene that represents the menu, be opened or closed in different scenes, like in the, you know, mission map, in the campfire and everything. But if the mission map and the campfire are not like meant to be opened at the same time, I'm still yawning. I don't know why. I'm yawning so much. Maybe I should eat a little or drink something or just shake myself a little bit. Oof. Okay. So yeah, maybe it should yeah, I feel like logically if I don't want the map to be open at the same time, like it just shouldn't be loaded. The thing is, now that I'm thinking about it, I did mention that one of the inspirations for at least the map system, right? It's Slay the Spire, okay? And you can see a system that is very similar in Peglin, which is another indie game. This one is like it's kind of like a Peggle type of game. It's pretty fun. But basically, in both of these games, you can just click on a little icon in your interface, and it opens the map for you. So it's basically just a map icon, and it's as if your character just, you know, opened the map to look at it. So because of that, and if you want to check the map, just visually see it, while keeping your, your campfire open in this case. uh, like you don't want to unload everything at the campfire, right? You just want to keep things loaded because you might have actions that are halfway through, or maybe even like you're cooking fruits and it possibly takes a little bit of time. So while the cooldown is happening, like while you see things cooking, maybe you want to look at your map and plan your next day ahead and everything. So yeah, I feel like um, I feel like maybe it's good to be able to have things open at the same time, but I don't want it to be there by default. And I don't know if it's too annoying to have to load the camera every time. Hmm. Or not the camera, but like load the map. Like, because if I unload the map for real when I go inside of a node, then it's kind of annoying to open the map again, right? Like to load the map every time you want to open it. Because if you do open, close, open, close, open, close, you don't want to have to regenerate the whole map every time. So I don't know too much what I should do. Because the thing is, I was thinking the map might even just be like your little character is on a hill, like above the trees, and you can just see, where you can go. And maybe the way that the forest is made, right, is you just have a bunch of hills that are very high, and on those hills there's like no trees. So during the day you just get fruits and blah blah blah, and when you do a campfire, it's at one of those hills, right? That's an idea that I had. And if it was the case, you wouldn't have like a real object that is a map. It just wouldn't be a thing. So if that's the case, then it's fine not to be able to load the map during the campfire scene. And even if I want to say, oh, but my character like sees the map and draws a little one, well, okay, but it would just be a visual thing that you can't at all interact with. And if it's just a visual thing, then I feel like it would be, well, obviously it would be visually different from the actual map, or maybe you could just say like, oh, it's a picture of it or something, but maybe you can't interact with it, right? So I could literally visually like take a kind of a screenshot, right, of the map and just like, save that to, the character's like type of phone of some kind. Because it might be like a futurist game, right? Kind of like a, ooh, you're stranded on on an unknown planet, and on this planet, life forms are almost magical and they change form every so often, which is why every mission you have to, make sure that which fruit is what. They still have the same effect, they just look different, because it's their, I don't know, survival strategy or some kind. That's just a that's just a quick excuse to make the gameplay fun, but it checks out, I think. So, how do I do this? I think I'll go grab a bite to eat, and we'll think about how to do stuff right after, okay? So I'm just gonna transition you to the little pause thing. I'm just gonna go get some food and be right back. Okay, I am back with a little snack, and I think I've got an idea. Okay? This is a game prototype, right? So I'm trying out stuff. So what I'm gonna do here might not be the best way to do what I'm gonna do. It might not be the most optimized one. Okay? I'm gonna show you my screen even though there isn't much to show. Sorry if you hear crunching. I'm actually probably just gonna explain my idea, and then I'm gonna eat in silence while I do some quick ASMR programming, you know. So the thing is, when a good programming practice in general is whenever possible, you should try to defer important decisions, right? So basically keep them for later. You procrastinate, almost. So you work on the project and you advance it as much as possible without settling on any particular decisions as much as possible, right? So what I mean by that is, if you can, you don't make a decision. So right now, because I don't know if I want the map to be displayed at the same time as, as I'm in the campfire, and I don't want to have to reload it, and I might want both of them to be basically accessible at the same time, but I might not, and I don't know, I don't think that I want to be forced to unload the mission map, but also I don't want to be forced to keep it loaded either, right? I want to have the possibility of just saving the data of it and unload it. And to do that, I need the things to be in I need the different places, or I need the mission map and the campfire to be in different scenes. But if they're in different scenes, again, it's basically just as if they were two empty game objects containing a list of game objects, right? So this isn't committing to anything. I'm just keeping them in different scenes, and that's it. And I just manage my way through that. So I can make a decision for now in the way that, I can have both of them loaded at the same time. But it would be pretty easy for me to just change whatever it is. Because if I keep them, let's say I just want to move the camera. So everything is always loaded, and I just move the camera to the right spot to display what I want to see. I feel like that's quite problematic because I can't unload the nodes, right? I can't unload something if I want to unload it. But if they're in different scenes, yeah, they can just coexist. I can just load them all at the beginning of the game if I want to, and they can just all coexist. That would be fine. Would be very alright. And I can do some communication between scenes. I can just send game objects from one scene to another, it looks like. Yeah. So what I've currently got is not bad. I think it's pretty cool. So I can have stuff together and at the same time. I can unload things if I want to. I can just make a decision later, basically. But it's kind of annoying for now. I have to handle something, right? If I'm keeping both of them loaded, which I think it's going to be simpler if I keep the map loaded for now and not explicitly unload it, I'm just going to have to find a quick way to display only one of them or something, right? So I think that what I could do to easily manage my scenes, because I can't seem to add a script to the scene itself, but I have the main camera that's here. Maybe the main camera, directional light, maybe they don't change, okay? They're just kept here, fine. It's just the main scene. The map itself, maybe I want to remove it. Player as well. Event system, never. Scene container. That was just a quick example. So here, like event system and everything, it's great. Here I have map. So all of these 3 things, they're the permanent stuff, right? I can put them all in a empty at position 0. And this one, what I'm gonna call it, how do I call it? Managers, or like static, or like scene shared thing. How do I call them? I'm just gonna call it managers. Okay, so those are the managers. Well, they're not managers. No, they're not. I'm just gonna call it static. Okay, so everything that is always there and is common to every scene and everything, it's static. Okay, so I can just, it exists, it's there. I don't really need to think about it. Now I can create an empty, and it's gonna be like scene content. Okay, and in scene content, I can just put everything. Oh, wait, Control Z, because scene content has a position. I don't want it to have one. I want to keep the default positions. Okay, so here, that's good. And scene content. And on scene content, I could have a script that handles like scene loading and stuff like that, right? And every scene could have like a scene content. So even if it's just like a random scene that I want to load and unload, or not, right? When I load another scene and I want this to disappear, I can just go scene content, disable, right? So okay, so here, what if instead of moving this and blah blah blah, what if I just go okay, I don't really care. What if I just go like find object by name or something, find by name, root. Okay, I'm not gonna do this. I'm just gonna add a quick script to the scene content, and this script is gonna be like the scene manager, basically, right? It's not gonna be called scene manager. It's gonna be the scene load helper, right? And no, it's not gonna be the same as this, because this one, it's a scene load checker. So I was gonna put it in the scene that was being loaded, and when this one awakes, it just means that the scene has been loaded, right? So it would then do something. I don't want that. I don't think so. So I want a scene load helper to be on scene content. Right. And I want to open the scene load helper. And all it's going to do is going to have a bunch of public static functions. Oh, and by static, you're going to have a private, no, you don't write, you just static instance, static scene load helper instance. Thank you so much. And static, which is going to be, for example, load scene. Load scene. Not load scene mode, just load scene. Oh yeah, public static is going to be a void load scene. And what you're going to do is you're going to do exactly what the player did here. So you wait until it's actually doing something. So the whole load new scene, and even the start coroutine and everything is going to be in scene load helper. I enumerator, which is going to be loading or something. and you get all of that, right? So you go like this, like this, like this. Whoops. I want to remove this here. Thank you so much. And here load scene is gonna just do the. Okay, you get back. I don't need you. Player here, and it's gonna start the coroutine just like this. So it's loading. Right. So you can just go instance dot, and here you need something in the awake, and instance equals this. Yeah, sure. But instead, what I'm gonna do is if instance equals null, then instance equal this. Okay, I really want you to use like, how do I do this? Project properties, or just preferences in general. Oh yeah, account settings. Oh, I'm not using an account. But okay, I don't care about account settings. I just how do we change what it's using? The tabulations. Tabs. Thank you so much. Can I? It's so much better. See, I can just do minus, and now I access the real tab. And else, we're just gonna say destroy, and not instance, but you do destroy the current, the game object. Yeah, destroy your own game object. And that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, so now start coroutine. It's instance.loading. Right, so I can do instance.start coroutine with instance.loading. Good. Only the public ones are, I have to use there. Okay, so here, till it's done. And when it's done, I can do something, okay? And the scene load helper, so the scene content, it's gonna have a scene load helper. Oh, and in fact, it's gonna disable itself probably. Right. Disable the game object dot set active true, and it's actually gonna be false. And load scene, you're gonna have a string, oh yeah, like that, which is gonna be name or scene name. Scene name. And I'm gonna be sending loading with scene name, because here you're gonna have a string scene name. Isn't that great? So this is campfire. And here I'm gonna have unload scene probably, so private. No, it's gonna be public. Public void unload. Unload scene. No, I think it's unload. It looks ridiculous otherwise. And here I'm gonna do instance dot. No, that's not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call whatever the node was doing, or the back button actually, whatever the back button is doing here. Yeah. Scene, and here I'm gonna have string scene name. And here I'm just gonna go scene name, okay? This is what I'm gonna be doing. And the reason why I'm doing this, it's actually gonna be static, and here is gonna be, yep, exactly. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm gonna add code actually. So here, I'm probably gonna be checking when you're done, because it's async. Yeah, I can probably do something along those lines, so unloading or something. So like private void unloading or something like that, which is like to indicate a process going, and it's not going to be a void, it's going to be an I enumerator. Which goes like this. And it's pretty much going to be the whole thing here. Active, it's going to be true. True. AO.is done, that's great. But here it's going to be unload. Unload scene async with scene name, and you don't need the additive thing. Right? So like this. Unloading. So here instead I'm just going to start coroutine. Coroutine. And instead of scene name, you're gonna use this as a parameter for unloading. And by start coroutine, what I mean is instance.start coroutine and instance dot unloading. Okay, so here it's pretty good, right? I think so. All right, yeah, that should work, I think. And you set active its own game object. Yeah, it's kind of weird that, like, if the game object is not active, is the script even active to receive that call? It's a good question. I'll try, you know. So here I'm just gonna go, what is it? Is it scene load helper dot unload scene? And the scene is gonna be campfire. Sorry, in the, oh wait, it changed my keyboard. Thank you so much, except that I wanted it like this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And here, what do I do in the unload? Yeah, scene name is fine. Okay, it's good, it's cool, it's cool. Alright. Player, now the player, instead of doing that thing, that grunt work, is just gonna call a method from the scene load helper dot load scene is gonna be load scene, and it's gonna be called campfire, the one you're calling. Okay. Okay, that's cool. So now, I think I should be seeing something, right? I don't think it's gonna manage to reload it, but I do think it's gonna be, yeah, it unloads itself, go back. See, it's inactive. So it's kind of annoying, but scene content should actually probably be, so in static I need the manager, the helper. So I'm just gonna create empty, which is gonna be scene load helper. Okay, and is going to contain this script. So here I'm just going to remove the component entirely, and in scene load helper I'm going to add a component which is going to be a scene load helper. Thank you so much. And I'm going to add something to this script, which is going to be a serialize field, which is going to be a no, it's going to be a game object, and it's going to be the scene content. Okay. So here, this is the scene content, and this is what I'm going to be disabling. So it's going to be scene content dot set active. Okay, so it's a quick manager. And yeah, so here, if I go here, yep, okay, so now that I'm here, scene load helper, you now need a game object which is scene content. This is going to be it. And scene content doesn't contain anything. Now it's just the scene content. Okay, so here I go, and if I start loading this again, now it should work. So I go somewhere, boom, I get there. Go back. So there was something weird at first when I start the first time. I think somehow it takes some time to load the campfire the first time. And there's a point where you see nothing. So it's not great. It should be a transition or something. How is that an invalid position though? Now I go back. Are they all invalid? Give me the console. Clicked on the node and invalid position. Valid position, player moved. Wait. Okay, wait, I'm confused now. I'm going here. Go back. Now I'm clicking. Go back. Okay, this seems to work. Now I'm just gonna test something just in case. Let's say I have one here. Okay, I'm just gonna put my finger on my screen. You won't see it, but I'm noting where I can click. So here, if I click like here, wow, really? And then this is a valid position. Player moved. Yeah, really, huh? Crazy how the player has been moved, right? Somehow it can still interact with it. Why? It is disabled. Oh, because the nodes and the path, when I create them, I don't make them child of the scene content. Wow, really? I would have thought that they would be like on the same level as the map. Then maybe I need to make them children of the map. Okay, I'll do this. Yeah, I can do that. It's not too complicated. When I instantiate, I make it a child of it. I mean, I could literally have a script which is just a bunch of helper functions. Like that are static. Because I basically want to have an instantiate that just tells me something and just like, you know, but okay, it doesn't matter. So path here. Yeah, what if I say like game object dot set, no, dot child. No, okay, so I'm gonna do path dot set parent, no, dot parent. I think it's dot attached actually. So game object dot attach. Okay, I'm gonna go to the doc and I'm gonna go game object Right, what about just game object, you know? I don't want the constructor, I just want the class game object, thank you so much. Okay, so game object, name, okay, sure. Get component in children. Okay. Right. Maybe I just set this as the parent when I create it then. So you just go transform like this. It might work. So here instead, when I go new vector, so maybe here I just go transform. So what about this now? Okay, and then I would say node dot transform dot position will be equal to this. So like new vector and blah blah blah. Or like this or something. We just do this. Okay. I think it might work this way. So if I start now, when I instantiate, are they children of the map? Yeah, they seem so. Oh, but the map has a scale and everything. Why does it have to be like this? Yeah, I'm gonna do the classic map backdrop or something, and this is gonna be the visuals. So I just take the sprite renderer and I cut and paste it or something. Yeah, I just copy component. Then I go here and I go like paste component or something. Nice. And when I go here, I can just remove it. And here, the backdrop is going to be not 2, but like 1.1, seriously, or 1.2 actually. Here it's fine, 1.2 as well. Alright, that's great. So now the nodes are not going to be bigger than they should. Yeah, that's cool. Clock. Go back. Go back. Go back and go back. Okay, so far it's the same, but I want to make sure of something. I'm gonna again use my finger on my screen, and if I go here, yeah, okay, I'm gonna click around here or something. Okay, I'm clicking everywhere actually, and it does seem like the objects really are unloaded. They're really not checked, right? So yeah, that's good. That's perfect, in fact. Okay, So I don't need actually so I can save the scene, and now I can go back to the campfire scene, and I don't have to like care about the backdrop being in the correct place or anything. I can just put it back where it was originally, and I don't have to worry about it. And then in the canvas, there's the button and everything. So it's good. You have your own canvas. It's great. Okay. So here, it's actually pretty cool now what we've got, because we are able to, you know, go inside of a new scene and come back out. So what really happens is we keep the main scene, the mission map loaded, right? We just deactivate scene content, which is like a random empty game object, but in scene content, I make sure to put everything that has to do with the scene, right? And then static, boom, it's here. Everything in static is not being deactivated, because I don't deactivate this game object while I do deactivate this one when in the main scene. So basically, to deactivate the scene, I deactivate the scene content, and then the rest is just like, you know, the lighting, the camera, the event system, and the entity that does the scene loading and unloading. So I just manage my thing to make sure that they cohabit correctly. And the other scenes that I'm opening, like the campfire one, when I'm exiting it, I'm really closing it for real. That's how it works. Okay. So I do think it's pretty good like that. Now, yawning again, yawning again, yawning again. Okay. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I mean, I did not really eat my little crusties here, my little they're little goldfish, you know, the goldfish crackers. Okay. So now that I can do that with my current system, I'm actually I can very easily save data from one scene to another. I just put stuff in static in the mission map scene, and it's just never going to be deleted or deactivated even. It's just going to work. It's going to be there. It's going to do what it should do. Okay. So, I mean, we started this scene changing thing like 2 hours ago, and we're already done, so we're gonna start something new again. But now we're getting to the fun part, the interesting part, but also the difficult part, which is going to be like the actual gameplay loop. Because when we get inside of one of our nodes, like nothing's happening here, right? Like here, nothing's happening. I just go back with a button. So it shouldn't just be a boring button. So now I guess I can go in the campfire, and it's gonna start by being a UI game, okay? That is to say, I'm just gonna add a bunch of UI elements, and I'm gonna use them to, well, you know, just make things like happen, right? And I'm gonna put some visual feedback on it. So basically, we're gonna start with, in the canvas, we're just gonna add a bunch of stuff. So we have one button. What about more buttons? So this is it's the back button, but let's just say it's the and day button. Okay? Let's say it's and day buttons, or like button and day or something. Okay? So here, and I have the text on it, which is gonna be, I don't know, like go to sleep, right? Button and day, go to sleep. So once you go to sleep, you know, you finish your day, and the next stop is the next node. So basically, it's like your character sleeps and a new day starts. You might have a timer, and maybe there's going to be roads that are longer and shorter, etc. with like stuff happening. So maybe when you get to the campfire, you're gonna have, you know, a certain amount of time left, and you have to prepare stuff, maybe to cook things, maybe to, you know, prepare the food, and then you have to eat, right? Okay, it seems like the sound has stopped. I'm gonna keep it going. So I'm just gonna be adding a couple of buttons and UI elements, and I am going to start doing it in a little ASMR fashion because I'm gonna cut off my mic and I'm gonna be eating. Okay, I don't want to eat in your ears, but I do want to eat a little bit, so I'm gonna be doing that as I code. All right. So I'm gonna open back my volume once I'm done eating the little goldfishies, and it's not gonna take that long. So. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so I'm actually done with eating my goldfishes, and I tried to find online how to make sure that the project always opens on the right scene. So right now, because I'm editing the campfire scene, if I click play, well, normally if I click play, what will happen is that it's gonna start the campfire scene, uh, and that's it, right? But the thing is, because the campfire is always loaded while the mission map is opened, everything that was a duplicate, so camera, lighting, and everything like that, it's actually in the mission map scene, meaning that the campfire scene is not self-contained. It's actually not. So, the way that I can avoid problems with it would be that I make sure to always load the mission scene first. But having to go back and forth all the time is really annoying. So what I wanted is to find a way to make so that the play button always launches the like the mission map scene, right? So this is what I tried to do, and yeah, I added a quick script that should be doing this, and it didn't. Not quite sure how it works. I found it online, and yeah. Wait, so you add a menu item? Okay, so it seems like if I have an editor script, what I need to do is to put it in my editor folder. Where is this? In your editor folder. Is there an editor? Editor coroutines? An editor. This is a thing. So that might be it. Oh, I can't. But it's coroutines. It's not like normal editor stuff. I don't know. Oh, wait. Okay, wait, what if... Whoops. Okay, what if I don't care about this here, and instead I just go here and I just create a new script. It's just gonna be always play, or just like a play mode start scene. Okay, and that's how I call it. And I open it, and instead of being a mono behavior, you're actually an editor. Just a editor window. It's editor dot scene management. Okay, so now just like the scene, so scene asset. So you can go editor scene manager dot play mode. Oh no, it's not here. It's in on GUI or something. Void on GUI. Remove private. And what you would do is add it. I can just copy paste the code at this point. No, but I want to go partly just to know what it does. So editor scene management. Manager dot play mode start scene will be equal to scene asset for editor GUI layout or something dot object field, and this, oh that's a lot, object field, and you have new GUI content, and the GUI content is start scene. And then you have editor scene manager dot, and it's dot play mode start scene, and then type of scene asset, and then false. Okay, now I'm gonna try to understand what this means. So measure play mode start scene. Load this scene when you start play mode. So I just need a scene. Then you have scene asset, which is used to reference scene objects in the editor. Okay. So yeah, you can just get it on the fly because the editor hasn't been launched. You're not in play mode. Auto laid out version of editor GUI. Okay. Dot object field, so make a field to receive any object type. Okay. GUI content is build a GUI content object containing only text. Editor scene manager. Yeah, play mode start scene. Scene asset and false. So you have a label, which is this. Then an object. And the type. And a bool, which is allow scene objects. False, and then params GUI layout options. Can't I obtain it more easily? Because you need a scene asset. Then we'll start scene. Used to reference scene objects in the editor. This can be used as a type for object field UI elements to allow the user to pick a scene object as a value of the field. Okay. But just that should be fine, right? Why is it on GUI though? What does it do? So I need to just see the editor window and to see what on GUI means. With your own editor GUI here. So if I go here, where is my editor window? Like, I don't understand. This is complicated. Or set the start scene from code. Okay. Oh, this is to use an object picker. Okay, so you have to precise what the menu item is, I think. So this is the part here that actually shows something. It displays a thing here. So menu item, test/open, test window. So it's not test window, so it's get window, play mode, start scene. Okay. This is this window. Menu item is not test/open, it's just gonna be like, yeah, okay, just call it test/open. So now if I go here, I don't get it. I don't know where I'm supposed to put this script, or how I indicate that it's like I want to use it to modify the editor. So like I just need the basics on that. Like I just don't know how to modify the editor in the first place. So Unity, how to use an editor window script. Editor scripting, yeah, exactly. Because like I know, like it's been a couple of live streams where I was like, oh, I keep seeing like stuff to modify the editor in the doc. It's too complicated. It's over my head. That's what I keep saying. But it doesn't seem like that complicated so far. And quite frankly, if I can modify the editor, like customize it for my project and stuff, it would be so crazy. So awesome. Okay, sure. This is the level script and that's the level editor, which is an editor. Oh, are you always gonna put videos that are blocked and just show the code? Oof. Okay, this is annoying. Okay, this is a text thing. Cool. So the tutorial has been verified, blah blah blah. Very powerful feature. Project includes a custom cheat menu, animation tools, and more. Cool. You can define how properties are displayed in the inspector with custom property drawers. Cool. You're able to create any number of custom windows in your project. These behave just like the inspector, scene, or any other built-in Unity windows. Cool. Creating the editor window. There are a few simple steps to follow when you want to extend the editor. First, you create a script that derives from the editor window. Yeah, it's been done. Use code to trigger the window to display itself. Okay. Implement the GUI code for your tool. What? So we will create a simple editor window that will have a few elements to get you started. First, you create a new folder within your project named editor. So that's what he meant on the other page, the dude, when he said, hey, put it in your editor folder. So it's literally, you have a folder called editor. And here I have scripts and scene, load, no. Play mode, start scene, you go in editor. Thank you so much. Yeah, the scene load checker is actually very useless now. I'm gonna delete you. Okay. So I don't see what's different now, but hey. Create a new folder named editor. I did. There's a folder named editor now. Inside the editor folder, create a new script. Name it editor scripting, figure 01. So it's not called editor scripting actually, but I'm gonna go up to the point where I'm just gonna read now to see what's wrong about my script, and if it doesn't work, I'm gonna restart the process. So open the script, and for the script to inherit from the editor window module, add code using, Unity editor, model behavior editor window. Yeah. Okay, that's what I've got, I think, in my code, right? So using, okay, Unity engine, who cares, right? But I have Unity editor and scene management, and I do inherit from editor window. Have an onGUI method. The next step you want to do is to show the window on the screen. This is done by a function that is activated by the menu item property. So you need a menu item property here. Yeah, I'm gonna call it show window actually, just like they do. Just like they do. And menu item, which is gonna be window. Oh, so when they say test/open, do they mean that it's literally in the test thing and then the option is open? Oh, that might be the case. So it's just get window and then with this, I guess. They are doing it differently, so here, and you're gonna go type of, and then you just go your own thing. So play mode start scene. This code will create a dockable, editor window. It will behave like any other Unity window and preserve its position between uses. The window can be docked just like any other window. Can also be used with a custom layout. Okay. Oh, I do have a test. And I can open. Okay. And it's dockable. So I could, for example, put it here and just keep it simple, right? None, scene asset. And I can just go mission map, for example. And now, I think that if I just launch it, it doesn't do anything. Probably happened when I removed the Unity editor, Unity engine, sorry. Yep, that's my problem here. Oh, the music stopped. Yep, keep going, please. Okay, so I have selected the start scene, and if I start now, does it start on the scene I want to? Yo! It does! Oh my god. I am now a Unity editor, meaning that I edit the editor. I can modify the editor basically. Yo, that's awesome. That's crazy. I'm so cool. I'm so fucking cool. Oh, sorry for the vocabulary. I'm so very cool. Cook fruits, please. Eat fruits. Yeah. Clack, clack, clack. Go to sleep. Woo! We got it, baby. Alright. So now, the only thing that I'm going to be doing is, because now, if I have a health bar and I want it to be modifiable, I have to actually, and I need like a fruit count and everything. Like, I actually, okay, right now, I'm starting to get into the RPG stuff, right? To actually see cook fruit and eat fruit, like, reflect what's happening. And by the way, the health bar, I'm actually probably gonna remove and just make a text. I'm just gonna make a couple of texts that are just gonna display attributes, like HP, like inventory status, like probably just the whole inventory, right? The whole list, and a bunch of stuff like that. Okay. So yeah, pretty cool indeed. so hmm. What is the minimum amount of things that I can not declare, but what is the minimum amount of properties that my player could have that would be interesting? So that's a good question. I think that the minimum is really the inventory, which is like, a list of fruits and quantities. So like how much of every fruit I have. So a list of fruit and amounts, right? As well as like a food amount that I have, right? Just like an amount of HP basically. So well, I think it's actually gonna be two things. I think I'm gonna have like health, as in like a physical integrity, and also like hunger, as in how much food do I need, like how much energy do I have, essentially, right? So yeah, hunger is like the more energy you lack, the more hungry you are. So I think this is the minimum, right? I do want health separated, because at first, at least, what I'm gonna do is, if you eat a fruit that is not good for you, it's gonna hurt you, like as in affect your physical integrity, right? Like you're gonna get sick and stuff like that. It would be cool if you could have different kinds of sickness that would basically be status effects. Like one of them that I was thinking about is, they're plants and everything. So maybe some of them are kind of, they have they can give you hallucinations, right? They're hallucinogenic or something like that. They're basically like a natural LSD, right? So and they just make you go crazy and stuff. Like you start like seeing things differently, basically. And what I was thinking is, maybe the only thing that it does in terms of like gameplay is not that it actually like puts a filter on your screen or anything like that. Maybe all it does is it like randomizes the appearance of fruits like again, right? And every time you eat that fruit, the LSD fruit, right? Like every time you eat it, it would just re-randomize the visuals of the fruits. So you would have to start like from the beginning to gather intel on what they look like. Though, to not be too punishing, maybe you would be able to see visually what the LSD fruit looks like, right? Like maybe like that fruit wouldn't change appearance, just other ones, maybe. Or maybe it does re-randomize the appearance of literally all fruits, but since you have an inventory, you can just check like, oh, I had 3 of this one, 2 of that one of that one, so it means necessarily that this one is equal to that one, and you could just keep track of your inventory and like be less affected by the hallucinogen fruit, right? So Alright. All of that is very interesting. And the thing is, it's already been about 3 hours since I started streaming. But the thing is, like, I really want to start something. Like, I want to take, if I have to, I think I'll go to the bathroom again, but I'll come back and we will be starting something. Even if it's a big thing, this way, like on the, because I do have a lot of time on next Monday, and I do think that I'm going to be making a stream on Monday, and it might even be a big one. Like, it might be a 3-hour stream. You know what I mean? So, and 3 hour and more, right? Just like a real stream. It might be as big as the stream of the week. So, basically, now, I'm going to declare that I'm going to open the new task that is like adding basic the basic RPG elements of the stats, right? And also, I'm gonna add functionality to cook fruit, eat fruit, and go to sleep to be able to modify those stats and see them. I'm also going to make sure that I can keep track of those stats while in the map, right? So when I exit this place, I'm gonna be keeping track of the whole inventory and everything. I'm still keeping track of it even when I go outside of the node, when I go back to the map. And also, I'm like part of it, basically part of that whole package in my head would also be when you move from a node to another, it would deplete your hunger by a very precise amount, right? And maybe if you go to sleep while being full, well, having no hunger basically, or being, having a full stomach, maybe it would also heal you for a certain amount in your physical health. Okay, so those are good ideas. I think they're a good thing to implement, and I think I'm going to do that, starting right after I come back from the bathroom, and I'm going to be keeping, I'm going to keep advancing all of those basic mechanics until next week, right? And if I can be done with all of that for next week, it's a lot, so I very much do not know if it's going to happen, but I do have a lot of time, I think. I mean, I have homework too, but I think I'm gonna have time to at least do another big stream on Monday and maybe one on Thursday, right? Maybe I'm gonna be doing a different stream though on next Friday, basically. Next Friday, yeah, it might not be the stream of the week. Next Friday is what I'm trying to say, might not be a game dev stream. It might be a different stream, okay? The thing is, I want to do an activity which is not a coding thing, and I need to have a camera to show me doing that, right? So it's a thing in real life, but I don't have a camera on my computer, otherwise I would be using it for the streams. And I need to, I need to buy one basically to like look into it, which is good, which isn't. Okay, so that's the plan of action from now. So quick pause, and coming back from the pause, we're gonna start the new systems. Okay, be right back. Welcome back everybody. So, now what we're gonna be doing, click clack look, is we're gonna be starting the new systems, okay? And I say systems, but it's pretty much just, I don't know, it's pretty much one system, which is just, the player has stats, those can be changed. This is basically it. Now I do realize that the player. Okay, so let's just go write the player. So let's go in the other scene, which is mission map. Okay, I want to modify the mission map now. And I'm going to be focusing on the scene content. Let's go. Thank you very much. The thing is, if you can see here, I have a player entity, player game object. This player game object, it has a script. The script is called player, and it controls the speed of the player. And if you look at the actual script, it also modifies the it also says when the player gets somewhere, and it calls the load scene. It just does the movement over time. It, you know, checks where the movement is and everything and does the movement. It just applies the move. And it has, you know, statistics about where it is and how it moves. So this is actually going to be renamed, okay? Because the player's stats are not going to be the same as, you know, the whatever script is moving the player entity in the mission map precisely. It's just not compatible. They're going to be two different scripts, okay? So, in fact, no, I was going to rename it to player movement or player mover or something like that. But I think that I'm actually going to leave it as player, as a name for a script, and instead of just having like player attributes for everything else, it's kind of like a game manager type of deal. But maybe I want to have a very granular separation of concerns. Okay, I think I do. So what I'm gonna want to do might be to have like a hunger manager, right? Or not. No, I'm not gonna want to do that, because if there are conditions where if the hunger is full, I want to increment the thing, like I have to check for stuff. I really need, I think, it's not a game manager, but it might be like a player stats manager or player status manager or something like that. So I have player, and I could have like player status manager, or like player state manager, or maybe just player manager, right? And player, I might rename it for player mover. It's just so much clearer. I could even rename it to like player map mover or something like that, but I'm just gonna go player mover, because so far, at least in the project, there is no... Yeah, I'm gonna refactor this, by the way. Rename. It's gonna be player mover. Apply. So now I shouldn't have any bugs for that. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna go the easy way and just be in static. I'm just gonna be adding something, okay? And that thing is gonna be, no please, it's gonna be a, what is it, Control N? No, it's not Control, it's Control Shift N, right? To add a new thing? Yeah, it's Control Shift N. Oh, but it doesn't add it under where it's selected. Okay, it's good to know. So it's gonna be a player stats manager. Player manager, it's fine. Player manager is fine. Okay, so it's gonna be a player manager, and it's gonna be under static, because it is static, just straight up. This goes to 0, and I'm gonna add a new script to it. I prefer to just like create the script like this. So it's gonna be a player manager. Eventually I might like create subfolders for stuff, and I think I will, like very soon. And by very soon, I mean like it's a mess. I really need to create subfolders. So here it's gonna be a static. The static subfolder is just everything that goes inside the static thing. So it's gonna be player mover, play from oh wait, it's play from the first scene. Oh yeah, this doesn't exist anymore, thank you very much. Great, test and open. Instead of test, you could have window, right? Yeah, it could, yeah. Well, you know, I don't really care, but... Okay, it's fine. So here in static, I have the player, no, not the player mover, I have the player manager. Player manager, you're static. Back button, you're not. Node, you're not. And scene loader, you are. Yeah, you're static stuff. You're static stuff. Okay. Then I have a bunch of map scripts, which just go in the map, in the mission map, I guess. Right. So it's gonna be mission map or something. And in the mission map, I can add the test open. I don't like the way it's named. I'm gonna change that like very soon. So map and node and player movement, they all have to do with the mission map. Okay, and then back button, it has to do specifically with the scene that is campfire. So campfire. So here, that's great. Okay, now I will go in the editor. I will open this. I'm actually going to rename it. I think it's not well named. I think it's going to be, because it's a window that opens. So this is going to be start scene window. Yeah. Instead of test, it's gonna be custom windows, and here it's gonna be how is it called? It's start scene. Start scene. Custom window, I guess. Maybe. Okay. Play mode start scene. Yeah, that's much better. Custom window, which is great. Start scene. That's awesome. I like that. And the type of is fine, but I liked the syntax where it was there. Because it's first off, it's shorter, like putting that in brackets instead of this. So you get window like this, right? That's pretty good. And that's the menu item. And here, when you do this, you have to pick it, basically. Okay, that's cool. And then you have stuff to do and go to sleep. Okay. So now, I want to have player manager is right here. I have a script, that's good. I can just modify the player manager script. Okay, this is good. Player mover, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Everything's been moved. So for now, I only care about the player manager. Actually, do I need it to be a mono behavior? I think so, yeah, because I do want to modify the scene based on it or something. I don't know, huh? I don't know if it needs to be a mono behavior, but so, like right now, it's attached to an object, so it's fine, okay? So I do want to have a couple attributes. I'm gonna leave them public for now, because I'm just gonna want to access them from a lot of places. Maybe I'm gonna want to affect them and stuff like that, but you know. So here I'm gonna have public, and it's gonna be a, let's just say an int, right? Which is gonna be hunger. Then you have a public int, which is health, or like, if you know, yeah, just call it health in general. And then the thing is, health when it's full, it's better. So it's probably like energy. that it should be called. So you eat to have more energy. If you have no energy, you die. And tasks require energy. Maybe even cooking requires energy, right? But it gives more, you know, like food gives you more if you cook. So public int health. So you have energy and health. And then, is that it? No, I had an inventory, which was a list of fruits, right? Okay, so yeah, I can just make a list of fruits, fruit. And yeah, so fruits are, yeah, they're gonna be real entities eventually, but for now they're not. So I'm gonna keep a list of pair, I guess, key value pair. And the key value pair is going to be a string and int, okay? So the string will be the name and the int will be the quantity, which is going to be inventory. So what could I do right now? I could do an awake. Which means energy will be equal to not 0, it's actually going to be equal to 100. Okay, let's go with percentages for now. Then not energy here, but very much health. Yeah, health. And then inventory will be a new list of key value pairs, which is great. Okay, and it's gonna be empty when I start. So I'm gonna have a public void, which is gonna be collect random fruit, or just collect, I guess. So player manager.collect. So it's gonna obtain random fruits, right? So for now, the collect method is literally like you call it from anywhere, and it's just gonna find fruits somehow. And where, you know, it's key value pair, what string is the thing, you know what I mean? Like, I guess I could have a list, a static, like a private static, not list, just private static array. Static string array called fruits, which would be equal to like a literal array, right? So I just declare a bunch of fruits. So I could have I don't know, you could go like apple, berry, well it's actually berry if it's only one, cocoa, nut, and yes, I'm doing ABC, and then can we get a D? Can we get a D? Dunkin' Donut, no, the aid. What fruit starts with D? Aid. The list of fruits by name or something. List of fruits in alphabetical order. Yo, so good. Wiki Junior, let's go. I'm a junior. What? Damson dinosaur eggs? Oh, dates. Yeah, dewberries. That's good. Durian. Yo, durian is the negative fruits. It hurts your health when you eat it. You get energy, but it hurts your health. Yo, that's good. I like this. Durian, and then, yo, elderberry, egg fruit. I know eggplant, but egg fruit? But I don't like eggplant, so. Elderberry. Oh, I'm the elderberry. I've been here longer than you. Okay, well, I think it's enough, right? Just 4 of them. That's a good test run, right? So here, when I collect, I'm just gonna... Yeah, so I want a random amount as well. So what if I do Yeah, I get like how many fruits? Okay, so int n fruits found will be equal to random dot range from 0 to 3. And here I check if the key already exists. So I go inventory dot key dot contains, that's right. Does it contain no, so okay. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. So while oh, so not even while, like for, it's a for loop. What am I doing? What am I doing? So it's a quick for loop, which is like, yeah, it's I equals 0 as long as I is smaller than n fruits found. I'm gonna plus I. Thank you so much. Wow, great. That's crazy. Yeah. Okay, here I remove this. Oh, why is it doing this again? Why is it not doing the tab thing? Tabs. Why are you not doing tabs? Why? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Here. If inventory.contains, and if it contains, so for every fruit that I find, for every fruit, I get int cur fruit, or just like fruit to add, fruit added, I guess, which will be equal to random dot range of 0 and 3 actually. So and here it's actually going to be of not inventory, of fruits dot length. Yes. So from 0 to fruit dot length, and I get a thing. But length is length -1. Sorry. So here is just like, you know, amount of fruits to collect, right? So if it contains fruits at position fruit added, right? Cannot convert to this. No, I only wanted that. Dot keys? To me, it makes no sense. Why does it have to be a key value pair? You're annoying. Okay, okay, that's a bunch of stuff. Just get out of here. Okay, I don't need that. So what I need to know is C# check for key in in dictionary. Great. Oh, I have to make a dictionary? I can't just make a dictionary. Right, because the dictionary is a list of key values. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just don't know what I'm doing. Okay, it equals to new dictionary of that. It's a new dictionary of string int, and the rest we don't care. Okay, good. Okay, so here, instead of this, I'm just gonna do inventory dot contains key. Haha. If inventory contains this key, then I add it there, or I add the key. So I do inventory at position fruits for fruits added plus plus. No, the plus plus is there if it contains it. Okay, else, right? So you just do inventory dot add. Okay, and what I'm going to be adding is, what do you want? String and key? Okay, so I'm going to add this here, right? And I'm going to initialize it to 1, right? Yeah, that's good. What are you doing? Oh, like this. Yeah, let's go. That's great. And I understand that this is like, the dictionary is flexible and everything. Like, oh, why don't you just have a list of counts so you can like see, the first is this, second count is this, third count is, just a list of ints. Like, yeah, but I mean, this list here is gonna change and it might have a different length, like in real time and stuff. I'd rather use a dictionary that I can just build up as I add fruits to it, right? And this is just like, this is gonna change for sure. The dictionary though, I think it's gonna stay. And I understand it's not a very optimized thing to use the dictionary, but it should work pretty well. So here, here I'm fine. I think it works like this to collect fruits and stuff. So I'm just gonna write a bunch of methods and we're gonna test them next time. So public, day pass, or day end, or something, right? Public void, sorry. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove like, I don't know, like 50% of my food or something, even more. I can start with 50%. So energy minus equal, not 100 though, minus equal 50. Okay, so I lose half of my hunger every day. So basically, it's gonna start hurting me to not eat when it's been 2 days that I haven't eaten, if I was really full when I started. And then I'm gonna go public void. No, actually, do I lose health? No. You go, wait, before losing energy, okay? If you're on a full stomach, you do if energy equals 100, so if you're on a full stomach, you can go health plus equal like 20 or something. You heal for like 20% of your health every day if you're full. So it takes a lot of time to heal, and you need to eat often. Okay, makes sense to me. So that's when the day ends. Now, if I do public void, yeah, so when I lose 50%, it's just gonna consider like it's for the full day, right? So it's gonna include, quote unquote, when I'm gonna walk to the campfire the next day, basically. So I do say energy minus 50, but like, it's like I wake up hungry, basically, and I have the whole day to do tasks and stuff. Okay, so that's good. That's good. The rest I can just directly modify because it's public. And this is public too? I don't know if it should be. Well, that's fine. At least now I can easily display them. Speaking of displaying them, it's the next thing that I'm going to be doing here. Display them. But it's pretty late, so next time, and by next time I do not mean next stream of the week, I mean probably on Monday I'm going to do a stream, a pretty long stream, and the first thing we're going to do is use the newly implemented player manager and add, at least in the campfire view, we're gonna add to the UI a bunch of text, right? And this text is gonna be used to describe, you know, energy, health, and inventory. So it's always gonna be up to date. I'm gonna make sure of that every time I change it and stuff like that. And then I can eat and cook and do a bunch of stuff. And those I will add action to, and those actions will also be like modifying the attributes, right? So maybe when you cook, you lose a little bit of energy. When you eat, you're gonna gain, you know, health and stuff, and maybe you're gonna be able to choose which one you take from your inventory in the cook and stuff. So maybe I'm gonna add a drop down next to it if I can, or something. I'll see. Okay, I'm gonna make a little interface for that so that we can, yeah, we can just work on them. And for now, the fruits are going to be known. They're just going to be written as plain text, the inventory, right? Just plain text, and then like the how many you have and stuff like that. So that's how I'm going to be doing stuff at first. But I'm going to be doing all of that Monday, because that's a lot of code to write, and it's getting pretty late. The stream has been very, very long. So, yep, just start a new thing. Nope, I'm not going to sign in here. So all of that's very cool. Yep. So I'm gonna be ending the stream here for you guys. So yeah, until next time, I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, the game is starting to be something, and it's even more gonna be in a couple streams. You know, we're really getting into the meat of it. I mean, the fruits of it, right? Okay, that wasn't funny. Okay, see you until next time.